Trail rated.
What is going on here?
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are working out on my buddy Martin's Jeep here. It's a 2018 Jeep Compass TrailHawk, and the problem we're having right now is the screen is completely wonky inside the Jeep. So Martin's right here. Hi, everybody.
Hello?
So we're gonna be working on this right now, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out the stereo. The stereo is perfectly fine, but the screen is bad. So we're gonna pull the stereo out, replace the screen, put it back in. Hopefully everything works, because right now it gets really wonky. When the truck is running, things just start bouncing around, starts calling people, the air conditioning turns on and off, the radio stations are bouncing all around. So we're gonna jump inside right now and show you what it's doing. So right here, you can see the screen inside the Jeep here. There's this line running right across here. The screen's completely delaminated. So if he fires this up right now, you can see that line. Sometimes the buttons work and sometimes they don't. And it just starts bouncing all around. Nobody's touching the screen right now. And this thing's just going completely haywire. We're gonna pull this unit out. We have to take this trim piece off first using some trim tools. I'm gonna go over what we're gonna use really quick for you, just so you can see, but the tools, pretty easy. This should come out really easily. Replace the screen should be pretty easy. So this overall should probably take us less than an hour. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pop the hood here, and we're gonna disconnect the battery, because we don't wanna pinch a line doing this and pop an airbag or something. Better safe than sorry. So these are the tools we're gonna be using. We've got some basic Phillips screwdrivers, some pry bars right here. That's all we really need to swap out this screen. And then on Amazon, Martin was able to pick up this new replacement screen for a couple $100. I'll leave a link in the description of where he got all this stuff from. That's the part that came in. Those are the tools we need. Let's get to it. We're going to disconnect the battery right now. Alright, take 3. So we've disconnected the ground. We tried disconnecting the positive from there, but we're actually just going to disconnect it right there from the battery. And then we're going to lift this whole unit right up. This thing should come up, and that should disconnect the power from the Jeep. So this, we had to disconnect this part right here. Right here had to be disconnected so this thing can pull up, hopefully. Oh yeah. Who would have thought the hardest part's disconnecting the battery. There we go. Now we should be disconnected.
Put a piece of plastic there so it doesn't fall back. Now let's try
we've
it.
got the positive disconnected, and we've got the negative disconnected, and the headlights still come on. Okay, this thing is possessed.
The battery is completely disconnected unless it's... Well, there's a second battery
Where's that?
under the front seat, but that operates the, what do you call it, the auto start stop. I'm not going to unplug that one because that one's got a case over it and everything.
We're going to call this good enough at this point, because this car's possessed and we don't want to anger it too much. So right now we're going to use these pry tools here. We've got to pry up around this top edge and down around here, and this whole plastic trim piece with the vents will come out. The trick is just to pry it out without breaking anything. And there's a bunch of clips. You'll hear the clips pop, which is normal. Don't mar up the dash.
Right.
And then you have a bad time. Alright, so after prying and prying and prying, you just want to be very careful around this edge here. You don't want to mess up your dash too much here. Once we get it to a certain point, it's starting to come out now. And these vents will actually come out with it. Boom. Pop goes the weasel. Hear that? Oh, the screen's on. And it's just going crazy still. Even though the Jeep is off right now.
And all the power's off.
And we've disconnected the battery. This possessed Jeep. So there's tabs. You want to press these tabs and pull, but it's kind of hard to do that while you're holding the camera. So we're going to set the camera down.
Ah, there we go.
Or just kidding. He's got it. So you can see each one of these is color coded, so you can't mess up putting it back in. You pinch that little tab and you pull up. And it comes right out.
Now where's the little tab for this?
Now you'll notice that these are color coded here, so the purple one here will go to the purple, white will go to white, yellow will go to yellow, and this other pinkish one here will go to the pink plug. There's nothing in this plug over here. Then we've got this
here.
plug to remove, and this one actually has a lever that tilts up like this. And then that whole plug just pulls right out.
I can't see where.
Oh, it's on the back side.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
There you go. There's on the
Ta-da.
back side here, there's a tab. You just push on that, and this pulls out. Just like that. So now we have this entire unit out.
Finally, the radio went off.
The radio's off now. And you can still see that line on here. Right along there. The whole screen's delaminated. And I think I got some gunk on me. There should be a bunch of goo. You'll see a bunch of goo like right here. Oh, it's sticky. This is all the goo right here. So we're going to take this out of here now. And we're going to deconstruct this and get that screen replaced. So we're using needle nose. And down in here, right here, you have to pinch the plastic right here and wiggle. And this one, get that. I'll make it stuck again.
Yeah.
We're trying to get the whole stereo out of the plastic housing. We'll set the plastic housing to the side. So we got the stereo out of the plastic housing here. And you can see, if I zoom in, you can see the goo right there. Ugh. It's like ectoplasm from Ghostbusters. And it's just, this whole thing, the goo in the screen, it oozes down in here and just starts accumulating at the bottom here. So now we're going to take this screen out and replace it with that screen. Wham bam. So now that we've got the plastic off, we've got this here. We need to pry off those little tabs right there to get this face off. So we're just going to work our way around it, slowly prying up on these tabs. So one trick is if you bend these tabs out of the way, this metal will come off, and then you can bend them back down before you reassemble. That's the easiest way to get that off. Oh no, towel's been ruined.
The towel has been slimed.
He slimed me.
That's great! Actual physical contact!
It's coming off pretty nicely here. There we go.
Look at that.
Look at the goo.
Oh, there is a wire. Okay.
So we need to take, we put these back in just temporarily. We're going to take these back out now, because these screws are so long that they go all the way through and they screw into the back side of the screen under here, which is preventing the screen from falling out right now. Oh, he's just going right for it. So once we pull those screws out, the screen just flops up, and then you want to disconnect these ribbon cables here. And there's like a little lever to pull, and that ribbon cable will slide out like that. And this is the bad screen, which will be replaced with the new screen. So this gooey stuff that came out of the screen is so nasty, it gets all over your hands, it will not come off. But if you grab some Goo Gone, and you can clean up the trim ring around the screen here with some Goo Gone, it actually does take the gooey stuff away from the screen, delaminating. So that's a little tip there. Goo Gone is your friend on this project.
Step one.
Ooh,
Take
look at
the
that. That's
protective
satisfying right there. So we've cleaned the goo off from this ring using Goo Gone. So first thing you need to do is you got to go to your old screen and take this cable off right there. And this cable is going to transfer over into here, and you want to make sure that that little black plastic tab is flipped up, and once you put the cable and you push that tab down, and it secures the cable into place just like that. Take your screen here, you've got this ribbon cable here. It's going to go up into there, and that ribbon cable there is going to go down into there.
And then this one.
Go up into the screen there. Now we've got this ribbon cable clipped into there. This black bar is pushed down nice and flush. This cable is plugged in from this point to this point, both of them nice and flush. Now he can flip that screen right back down, just like that. And then this black ring, we want to make sure that these tabs here are pushed back down though. flattened out so they clip in nicely. See how it's kind of bent out a little bit? He's going to push those right back in. Yep. Just make sure you don't hit that ribbon cable on this side too bad.
It should be tucked inside.
Then this black trim ring here will just clip back into place. Everything looks to be clipped in nicey nice. No more delaminated screen. And now we're going to flip it back over and we're going to reinstall the 6 Phillips screws, which will then screw into the back of that LCD screen, basically pancaking everything together nicey nice. So we're going to put these screws back in, get it all screwed back together. So Martin's just snugging these Phillips screws up. You don't need to really wrench on them, just give them one ooga-dooga. So make sure they're snug. They don't need to be wrenched down there really tightly. You don't want to strip anything from the back of that screen. And now,
Ta-da!
Everything is back together. We're going to clip this back into the plastic surround.
Desatisfying little snap.
So you basically just set the stereo back in on top of these 4 plastic clips here, there, and then 2 on the other side, there and there. That'll hold the radio into the entire plastic surround, and that's what it should look like. So now, the hard part's done. We just need to take this back out into the garage and plug in all the wires, reconnect the power to the possessed Jeep, and see how this thing works. So we're back out in the Jeep right now. Basically, we're just going to reconnect all of the plugs. So you want to make sure the tab on this thing is flipped up before you plug it in. We're going to plug it in, and as he plugs that in, he's going to push that tab down, and it'll seat it and lock it into place. You should hear a click.
It was a very faint click.
And now you just match up your colors, purple to purple, white to white, yellow to yellow, pink to pink. And the last one is the rectangular, and the clip goes towards the bottom, just like that. So we are completely hooked back up now. We're just going to set this back into the dash and not clip it fully in yet, because we want to make sure that this screen actually works before we go ahead and mess with. The hardest part was getting this unclipped from in here.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to start without the battery, but we'll see.
Oh, you're right. Let's put the battery back on.
So we're going to reconnect the battery first, and then we still have power because there's a little stop-start battery underneath the passenger seat here, but we didn't disconnect that. That might be our issue with the power, but we're going to reconnect the main battery under the hood right now. We've got the positive side all connected. Martin just reconnected the negative terminal. So we should be fully juiced back up in the Jeep now. Now we're going to head back inside and test out that stereo touchscreen. All right, we're back in the Jeep, and we're starting it up for the first time. Let's see what happens. Ooh.
Sweet.
It looks really nice. Is it working?
Yep. All the heated everything works. Let's check navigation. Nav works. Well, it needs to be updated, but
Everything is functioning perfectly with the screen right now. Alright, so verified the stereo is correctly working now. We're just going to push this right back into the dash. And all those clips were still intact. Nothing broke from the clips. So just a couple good ooga-dooga pushes, and that thing is completely back in where it should be. Nothing's messed up with the dash. Everything came out absolutely perfect. Bing!
excellent.
Alright everyone, that's going to be a wrap for this video. As you can see, we fixed a digitizer and LED screen in the 2018 Jeep Compass TrailHawk Edition. And this would probably work for a 2018 to 2021, right Martin?
Yes.
So as always, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.